After that, we did level 3, and so now it's time to learn something new. So, sit back, enjoy. Let's go. Okay. We got some messages already. I can read them with my eyes. You can read them with your eyes. I don't need to narrate these. I have layers 2. Okay, so this level has a secret exit. I didn't actually... I'm going to just get out. It did say secret exit. Yeah, okay, it's red. Don't know why I didn't look at that before I went in. So we are hunting for a secret exit. Okay, and this is one of those... I see why it's called sewer smashing, because we've got the layer 2 smash going on. And now this is the point where I need to realize that I should have been warming up my swimming rather than my shell jumps. I'm sure there'll be a shell jump here or there. But yeah, just getting a hang of the swimming is going to be a bit of a pain, I think. Ooh, that's a real spicy one. That one. Ugh. This is quite a cool level. I have played things like this. I don't remember where, but this is a lot tighter. Just a rod knock. You know, I don't know if you had the same experience growing up, but, you know, just like getting used to what your name actually is. Getting used to what your name actually is, and then, you know, you hear like someone with a cool name, and you're like, man, I wish I had a cool name. Maybe then I'd be as cool as the guy with the cool name. Wish my name was, I don't know, what's a cool name? I think I like the name Conrad. I don't know why. Oh, I don't know where I was that entire time. Pause for a second. I don't know if I'll get past that again. If that's how long I need to be hanging up there off the top of the screen, not knowing if I'm swimming too high, it's gonna be tough. All right, so what is this? I guess okay. My analysis of this situation is I'm going to be throwing this left. It's going to bounce off them, because at first I thought maybe he'll do a jump and a back throw, and I think I'm just throwing it left, jumping off to the right, and it probably lines up. So let's give it a try. Hey, hey, that did work, but failed some swimming. Okay. I don't like the way that feels. Okay, you got spine. Oh, I just realized what that troll is. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, okay. All right. If you didn't quite catch that, obviously, you do a spin jump because you can't normal jump onto spinies. But if the water catches you and you fall out of it, you lose your spin jump. And so I don't know if that's intentional, but it felt so intentional. You know, I did a little bit of research, and I think I can get an input display working. Not anytime soon. I do need to build some stuff. I gotta do some electronics project. But I think I've got something that I can do. Ooh. I know what I had to do there. I had too many jumps. So that was me wanting to fall out of the water with jump held. So I was like, I'll press jump, but by the time I'd done that, I was already too high up. So that's the explanation, and that's what I'll try to avoid. Now if I remember when I get there, it won't be a surprise. I won't have to make a last-minute hectic adjustment. Well, look, technically I don't. That's actually a good question. I don't. It's I don't. It's something that I feel like it might. I mean, I want to bounce off the Goombas. And technically, I don't need it held. I can press it any time between falling out of the bottom of the water and landing on the Goomba. But I don't always trust myself, so I try and set things up in advance as much as I can. So that was actually a good question, and it's made me rethink it. That's what I was trying to do. That's the explanation as to why I pressed jump too many times. So it was kind of a split second, like I need to do that. And I think it's a habit from a different ROM hack where they had a water ceiling on a Wendy or like one of those kind of fights. I don't remember what ROM hack it was, but in that one, that's kind of how I was approaching it. So it looked similar enough that I thought, I guess I just fell back into that habit. I'm pretty happy with this. This felt a lot more awkward about 10 minutes ago. Now I'm not going to say I'm great at this, but I don't feel as awkward doing these water jumps. That's where you want to kick it left and then turn around, but you get those mixed up and out of sequence. Those are the inputs for a mid-air, but you do it on the ground. Oh, that was a bit too long. That was one too long, but it still worked. All right. Big jump. There we go. Okay, not gonna hold. Yeah. Dude, why was I holding jump? Whoa. Oh, get over. Get over. Get down. What am I waiting for? Oh, okay. I know what I was waiting for. I had to hang a bit longer. Patience. Man. Patience is like, don't play these if you don't have any patience. It will either test it to breaking point or it will teach you patience. The good thing is, like, I can just play this forever. There's no time limit. You know, there's no rush. And, you know, you've been here for a little bit. You saw how I was playing, like, what, 15 minutes ago or something. I've already done a lot of learning. Okay, that section's almost free. I'm not going to say it's free, but it's almost free now. Okay, bit of a delay on that. Okay, we're going to hang here. Oops, that's not long enough. Oh, it was long enough. It was long enough. Okay. You know, no one plays these games because they're so good at them that they beat every single thing in one shot. Okay, so not holding jump is perfect. I'm actually super glad you were here. Otherwise, I would have kept trying to do that jump hold thing. Oh no, dude. We are in this together. This is not. I mean, it is my show, but I'm happy to have supporting cast. There's no point of pride like I figured out every obstacle 100% all by myself, and that's why I'm the king of playing Invictus. It's little things like that. Like I've played a lot of these and I've learned a lot of stuff, but it doesn't mean I approach every obstacle correctly the first time. I don't think backseating is bad unless it really is about like attitude. Shmups. Your vertical or your side-scrolling sort of spaceship kind of games never really grab me. We've seen the checkpoint. It exists. And it's after that, and that is going to be a pain in the butt. Transfer from like out the transfer from one section of water to the other, that's got to be faster. Because I need all the room I can get on the right hand side. I don't know if I can jump out of the side of water. I think I can only fall, but I don't know. You might be able to jump out of the side of water. Maybe that's... I don't know if I can test it anywhere here without it being detrimental to actually getting through. Was your spaceship shoot 'em up, sort of, you know, your Gallaghers and your stuff like that. And then, you know, much later on we've got the more modern evolution of that sort of stuff that was big in Japan. And so that's something I've never really been into. I've watched people play them in arcades and stuff, and it looks like a lot of fun to be good at. But that's something else that's a minor interest to me. That I might have a little bash at maybe some beginner shoot 'em ups at some point, just to see what I'm missing out on. Okay, let's do this. Did you ever try going back? I did. I did try going back. We figured out that there was a pipe at the start of the game pretty early on. I gave up trying to think about it. Yeah, big H. That was alright. So that was what? That was half hour. That was a half-hour section. So there is a secret exit. I've seen the secret exit. You might have seen the secret exit as I was kind of messing around. Majo. Hopefully that's I don't know if it's a hard J or a soft J. But welcome. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for sticking about. Lofty, yes. 30-minute endurance. Like, I don't think that's even that long. I don't, like, what was, I think on the second level, or was it first level? Might have been the first level of this entire hack. The first checkpoint took me like an hour to hit that. It was pretty hard. That wasn't too bad. I think if you were less experienced with swimming mechanics, like, I'm not fantastic, but I've got a decent handle on how to control the swimming. That could have taken a very long time. Oh, I'm way behind the scroll. I've got to go way faster on this. Okay. Yeah, we can beat that guy. Wow, okay. Oh, okay, we bouncing. We bouncy boys. I think I might need to wait until the scroll catches up. This looks like it's one of those scrolls that starts out slow and ramps up to ludicrous speed. So I think that saw section is designed as a the screen catches up to you. There is a point, I don't know if you know about this, but the screen scroll is faster than I can move. So if I just hang here, I reckon I can probably get onto that note block with the screen push assist. Provided I hold jump to slow my fall, that should line up. Let's just let's try and get good at this start, so that we don't have to replay this over and over again, and fail on things that should be easy. Okay. So screen scroll, hold jump. Not that long though. I need to hold jump to be able to land on the note block. But I need to... Well, actually, here's the thing. Do I need to hold jump off the note block and then release it to get a low bounce? Or am I going to be not holding it when I touch the note block so that I just get the super low bounce with the no airtime kind of thing? I'm going to try my first instinct, which is that it seems like it's far enough away that I do a bounce but then a quick release. So, a quick release so that I get a high bounce, but I get low airtime. I think that's sort of what we're going for. But I don't know. Won't know until we try it. Yeah, alright. That is going to be tricky. So I got the low airtime, but then I held the jump a bit too long. So I didn't fall down fast enough to get onto the second note block. This is kind of hectic, this section. I feel like I'm not calm right now. What was that? There's too much stuff. There's too much stuff. Yo, Pharaoh, welcome. I'm just having fun in post-checkpoint world of sewer smashing. Just discovering that once the screen catches up with you, it becomes a bit of a button push kind of situation where the screen shows me lots of things. It's like what's that game? Dragon's Lair. It's like playing Dragon's Lair. It shows you a bunch of stuff. You just need to put the inputs in at the right time. I'm sure it's going to look really cool, but there's little involvement from me apart from just making sure I'm holding jump for the correct amount of time. Our friend here in chat, Pharaoh, is currently developing one of these kinds of ROM hacks. And I have played through a very limited test version. Yeah, hit him. Just, if you're interested in that sort of stuff, have a bit of a browse over what he does. I believe, yeah, he was playing some sort of Metroid ROM hack earlier today. I caught a little bit of it while I was doing some video editing. It was something I don't know anything about, but it looked extremely cool. I think it was something like that. I don't remember if it was that hack or something else. But I definitely played it incorrectly at some point. Oh, that's so funny. It's nuclear baby puke. Is that a Pantone color? Oh boy. Hey, I just saw something new. That was cool. I think I figured something out. When we get to that thing, I'm going to do a quick swim down, then a swim up. And that was kind of working for getting out of that. So we set up for an exit by doing a down swim near the top. So like there, and then that. This one, I haven't figured that out. That's the first... Is that the first time I've gone over the saw? It wouldn't do all the editing for me. Like, it's not like I'm only cutting out highlights, you know, I like to keep the lowlights as well. I like to keep the boring stuff occasionally. Pretty much just, you know, you show from the start a few times until, and then, you know, if it takes a while to get progress, maybe you cut to something where you finally get some progress. And then maybe the next few ones is going to be, you know, more progress, but you start from a bit later in the level so people don't have to watch the start over and over again. You do that a bit, sometimes throwing in the, oh, I just saw something. I just saw, hey, that was the pipe. All right. So while I was not paying attention, I managed to do some stuff. That's really cool. Just keep showing more and more progress. Not too many fails. Like, you're not going to show like 6 clips beginning to the same section, unless there's like something unique about each of them, like there's an interesting new way to die. But you must, of course, finish off each section, whether that end in an H or a big H, with a full run all the way from either the start or from the checkpoint. That's the rules that have been set forth by people that post those kinds of videos. I don't know. Maybe I'm quite a curmudgeon, and I still feel like an outsider, and that what I'm doing here is not an athletic endeavor. It could be that the world is moving away from me, and what I understand as true is no longer true. If that is true, then that's good. That's progress. I like it. But you got to understand that being a person that's played games too much and competitively and online for, you know, since like when, like 94 or 5 or something. Like the view of playing, you know, games as any kind of thing even close to a sport, it's ridiculous. It's completely laughed at, and you could earnestly try and explain that to someone. It was never going to happen. So I think it's a positive thing that the world is kind of realizing that, you know, you don't have to throw a ball around in order to be highly skilled at something. So I think maybe there's other voices in my head that are talking for me when I say things like that. I think that a 13-year-old me would be very proud that this is the world we live in. You know, I did play some sports as a kid. I put a decent amount of time into, well, more than any other sport was tennis. When I was a lot younger, which was very tough. There was a lot of stuff I learned about myself and about competition by doing that, so I don't regret that time. Yeah, so I'm swimming out way too early there. But yeah, I'm not a sports, you know, kind of guy, and that's fine. Like, I'm only just realizing now that, like, it's a conversational crutch for them as much, you know, as, yeah. It really is like just a way to engage conversation. You think you've got something in common. And it probably works most of the time, and yeah, sad PB. It's like I saw it was coming up. I just wasn't expecting to get past both fish bones, because I haven't for so long. I've only done it twice. I did go through a big, like, a big math and astronomy kind of phase, you know, the usual suspects of math YouTubers and stuff. Number file is so good. I think it's because I get to see people that are so excited about something that almost nobody cares about. And was it James Grime, Professor Dr. James Grime or whatever? He's like absolutely just springing out of his shoes to tell you about the number 37. That's wholesome. So yeah, I am very much into the educational YouTube. Come on, let's knock this thing out and not talk about YouTube too much. I love talking about YouTube. Like I said, this is my channel. I get to talk about the stuff I'm interested in. I'm definitely going to call it if I don't do anything in the next 10 minutes. So when that timer says 5:30, that's pens down, hands up, you know, heads up, whatever it is when you finish the test. And wherever we are, that's where we stay until tomorrow. I feel like I'm so close, and I've gotten good at so many things here, but it's not quite enough. Oh, I would so love to just knock this out, but it's probably going to be an accident if I do. I don't think I have earned it just yet. I haven't figured this out. Oh! So close. That would have been so sick. I know I just said that I hadn't earned it, but man, I feel like I earned it just then. Look, the way I approached the two fish bones then, I was thinking about it. I was doing stuff with my hands that matched the things I was thinking in my brain. And that's good. Ooh. Man, that would have been hot. But I just got there again. So I think it really is just put the focus in. I might be able to do it. I'm confident. Well, I'm not confident, but I wouldn't be surprised if I can do this. Yep. I think that saw, I've actually started doing releases on it because I have overshot it too much. I know that when I first played the level, I wasn't overshooting it, so it's little adjustments like that where the rest of the level improved, so that adjustment had to be made. Oh don't troll me, Jazz, you piece of trash. I didn't mean that. You don't send this to Jazz. How am I going to cut that out of the clear? It'll be alright. I'm sure he'll understand. We're a couple Aussie blokes. We share a mateship based around ribbing each other. It was just go. That's the only choice, man. I saw that thing there. I know that it's a layer 2. But you just gotta go. Oi, mate. Janky troll. Wait, why am I putting an accent on? I can just be Australian. I can just be Australian because I am. Oh, I'm so sweaty. Should pause the timer. I'll figure out what my time's at. Oh, by the way, that was just there's another exit to go. You know, why don't I just restart? I'll set the timer up. It won't take that long, will it? Unless there's a whole other section. You know what? There's probably a whole other section. And that thing won't respawn until I get further than here. Like you can see. Oh, hang on. Janky layer 2, mate. There's jank AF, mate. Alright, so... Okay, this is fine. Yeah, okay, that's too high up. Alright. Yeah, there's a whole section. Nah, I don't have time for this. Back down the pipe. We out of here. Figured out how to get to the next route. So we can get the secret exit and probably get a switch palace or something, I don't know. But that's gotta be it for tonight. It's getting too late. Yeah, so secret exit. The credits, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm trying to, I don't know. I mean, I've been around a bunch of games and I've done a lot of things, you know, for nothing in return, just for my own interest. I'm not sure if I've ever knowingly been credited for anything, so it's actually really cool to be kind of, I'm not going to say immortalized, but, you know, it's very cool. There's a, you can see it on stream. Actually, you can see it on stream a lot easier than I can see it on my screen. I only just barely noticed that there were like pipes in the background. The my capture card definitely does kind of lift the black level a lot compared to how my monitor is set up, but usually doesn't make much of a difference. Yeah, I'm not concentrating too much on them right now. But I think, do I have to like let that dip and then jump over? I don't know. I'll work it out. I guess maybe I'll try going as fast as possible and see if that's actually doable. Like I'll jump off it before it dips. Maybe that's something to do. Oh yeah, that'll do something. Oh. That feels so weird. If I had a PC CRT, like something I could hook my computer up to and do, you know, good things, I think I'd still be using that. I unfortunately got a bit overzealous when the 120Hz LCDs first appeared back in 2009. And yeah, I got rid of a very, very nice big PC CRT. And I do regret that. But I do have a handful of, you know, just like standard def kind of, you know, 60 hertz, like TV, console kind of CRTs that I use for this sort of stuff. I'm very happy with them. They've all got their own unique charm. Don't know if I could part with any of them currently. Yeah, there's a, like, I like playing games on the Switch. But I can't really do anything, you know, competitive or high level on it because my TV is very laggy. So I'm happy to play like, you know, casual sort of stuff. You know, it was good enough to finish Mario Odyssey. It's okay to clear like your 0.5 to 1% Mario Maker 2 things, but it always feels so wrong. I think I've been spoiled by consoles and CRTs. I don't like my TV, my flat panel at all. I mean, right now I've got a couple. I mean, I've got the Beast. I got the CRT. I've got the 144 hertz in front of me. I got the 120 hertz over on the right. Got a few generations of monitors kicking about at the moment.